Jay here, Stratford Paddock. This is, well, it's Gazetta, it's paper talk. It's a bit of news on a Sunday. Going into all the Manchester United news. Going to be talking about the latest transfers when it comes to Manchester United. We've obviously been linked with Manuel Ugarte. We've been linked with one or two others. Been linked with Jared Branthwaite, sort of still. So we're going to get into all that. We're also going to be talking about some other rumours that are doing the rounds this morning. Frenkie de Jong coming to United. It feels like that's the Wesley Sneijder of 2020s. It feels like every summer there's a rumour linking us with Frenkie de Jong. Also, we'll have a little update on another rumour doing the rounds about us going for a goalkeeper that Liverpool are interested in as well, which seems a little bit unlikely, but we'll get into all that. So let me know what you think about all these transfer rumours and reports. We're going to be getting into it, and I want to hear your thoughts as well. And I'm sorry I'm late. Someone said there, KC, today's stream sponsored by Avanti West Coast by any chance? Forgive me. Yeah, I had a little bit of a microphone issue. But to be honest with you, being 5 minutes late is actually early for me. I think if anyone who watches Paddock knows, we are late now and again. So, yeah, I don't think I've been that late, to be honest with you. Rich Dennis says, now then, Jay, always a pleasure. Ross Murphy, Jacoya Trott, Mick Hollahan, Pure NBA HD says, I'm not hate watching, but this is some BS. Anyway, I like the crew. This is what I'm going to get into, though. Some of these stories are nonsense. Also, Kamikaze Teka says, morning, Jay. How's sunny Salford today? It's a bit overcast in sunny Salford. It's not that sunny, but it's not too shabby. I'm going to give it a 3 on a should you wear your Parker scale. Evening Jay says BMC G11. Matthew Palmer says 5 minutes late is early for me. That's what he tells the wife. Cheers, Jay. Amar V says, did those lobster taste good, Jay? Yeah, there was a video doing the rounds of some bloke eating lobsters and then throwing them in a bin who looks a little bit like me. So I kept getting tagged in it. Some people actually thought it was me putting on an American accent. Well, it wasn't. I can say that. So let's just clear that up. But yeah, I got tagged in that quite a lot, that video doing the rounds. So we talk about some of these transfer rumours. Now, listen, I want to get some sort of, do a little bit of housekeeping here and let you know what the crack is. If you don't know, if you're new to this, we go through the stories, right? I'm going to talk about the stories that are doing the rounds concerning Manchester United Football Club. And then we chat about them between us as to whether we believe them or not, whether there's any truth in them or not, whether we think they're going to happen, yeah? What I'm not sat here doing is coming up with stories that I've been told myself. I'm not ITKJ. That isn't a thing. What I am going to do, though, is go through some of these stories because I'll be honest with you, a lot of them I don't believe, but you might do. So let's get into it. Right. There's a story here. Well, do you know what, actually? This isn't a story, right? This has been doing the rounds on social media. But the reason that people have got onto it, this is about Jared Branthwaite. Now, Jared Branthwaite, I think he's injured at the minute. He didn't play in Everton's loss to Brighton yesterday. He's been linked with Manchester United a lot over the summer. And it's caused a bit of a meltdown with Everton fans, where we've had Everton fans sort of kicking off that we were going to buy Jared Branthwaite, then kicking off that we weren't going to buy Jared Branthwaite. It's all just been a bit weird, to be honest with you. Now, Everton apparently wanted 70 million quid. Manchester United saying we ain't going to pay 70 million quid. We have bought, obviously, Lenny Yoro and Matthijs de Ligt. There is still rumours, though, that we are still looking at Jared Branthwaite. There's also rumours and reports that Everton would be willing to sell him or will be resigned to selling him towards the end of the transfer window if they can get decent money. Now, the reason there's a bit of intrigue this morning on social media, and I don't know how new this is, but according to the bookies, his most likely destination this summer is Liverpool. Now, I don't know if that's mischief making or what, but they're the favourites to sign him. They're 2-1 to sign him. United are 3-1. City are 4-1. That seems odd because how often do Everton sell players directly to Liverpool? I can't think of any. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Let me know whether you think that's happened or whether that hasn't. Not what you think, whether that has happened. It doesn't seem like it does to me. It seems like that's unlikely. Everton hate Liverpool. So why would they sell them one of their best players, even if Liverpool were willing to pay top whack? That feels like a bit of a suicidal move by the Everton ownership. If you want to get the fans on board, that'll do it. That'll work a treat. Yeah, this is where we're at. They're favourites. So it's just a bit weird, that one. I don't get it. I don't know why. Is it just loads of people mischief making, putting money on that? Is it the bookies know something that we don't? Is it that there's a reason that they could do it maybe with some sort of swap deal where everyone's happy? Or would Liverpool be willing to pay the money that Everton want, which would then enable Everton to reinvest that money? I don't know. I don't get it. It just seems highly unlikely to me. I file that under. If I was Stephen Alson now and I was doing a transfer review for Everton or for Liverpool, not that Stephen Alson would ever do that, obviously, I think I'd give that a minus 100 out of 10. However, let me know what you think. Do you think that it could happen? Do you think that United will get him? I mean, that's the most important thing. Do you think Manchester United will get Jared Branthwaite? Because it's gone a little bit cool, but I don't think it's over. I think there's still a chance that Manchester United could sign him. There's talk that Manchester United are interested still interested in another defender, and we have gone a little bit turbo there, haven't we? So I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about that one. Get involved in the chat in the comments. I'm going to go through some of your comments now, then I'm going to move on to another story. Graham says, share, like, subscribe. Great point. Yeah, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not doing as well. We want to get to 800,000 subs by, I don't know, by next week. And we all support. We can do it. Malp says we need a left back and a CDM. Darren Cox says Rabiot and Ugarte seems more likely than getting De Jong to me. I'm going to get into De Jong minute in a minute. BMC G11 says Branthwaite been injured all pre-season. Doesn't seem to be talked about enough. Tina Telefson Toka says it's like if we United going to go in for Rodri. Imagine that'd be the dream signing, wouldn't it? Getting Rodri from them lot. Yeah, I get it. I'd be massively surprised if Manchester United, if Liverpool signed Jared Branthwaite. I mean, we can wait and see what happens with that one, but it does feel a little bit unlikely that he's going to go there. Will he come to Manchester United though? Will he end up at Old Trafford? It's not done, is it? It's not dead, that transfer. It just seems unlikely. We've bought 2 centre-backs. We've spent about, 100 million euros on centre-backs, there or thereabouts. Are we going to buy another one? Potentially. I'd be surprised if it happened, though. We'll keep an eye on it. This is a story, talking about Liverpool. This is a story that's been doing the rounds. And this one, I think this makes about as much sense as Jared Branthwaite going to Liverpool, than being brutally honest. This has been doing the rounds. I think I've seen it on a couple of websites. I've got it here from Team Talk. They say Man United, but they're not the only ones. Man United prepares stunning hijack of agreed Liverpool transfer with world-class star open to a move to Old Trafford. Now, this is about, I think the Express have got this as well, and 1 or 2 others. This is about Georgie Mama-Vili. He's the Valencia goalkeeper. So he's been linked with a move to Liverpool as a potential successor to Alisson Becker. Yeah, so you think, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I'm just having a look. I don't know a lot about this kid. Let's have a look at him. Yeah, plays at Valencia, plays for Georgia, and he's Valencia's regular goalkeeper. He's 23 years old, 23, quite a young age for a goalkeeper. So I can understand why clubs will be looking at him. He seems to have had a pretty decent career so far. He went on loan to Lokomotiv Tbilisi a few years ago and did really well there, and was named goalkeeper of the year a few years ago as well by the Georgian Football Federation. Gone to Valencia, done well there, and then done well for the Georgian national side. It seems here that he's done pretty well, winning player of the match against Czech Republic. So yeah, a decent goalkeeper, 23 years old, quite young for a goalkeeper. I can see why Liverpool be looking at him. It says here though, and this is being run by a few papers and whatnot, that United are going to go head to head with him for his signature. I don't believe that. I'll be honest with you. I don't see that happening. Like, for starters, we just bought a goalkeeper last summer. In fact, no, hang on a minute. We bought 2. We bought Andre Onana and we bought Altay Benadir. So why would we buy another goalkeeper a summer later? Now, you might say, well, hang on a minute. Onana has had his moments. Yeah, I get that. I like Onana. I think he's good enough, but I understand the argument that, for example, in the Champions League, I think he more or less cost us the Champions League, to be honest with you. But I think over the course of the season, he improved, and I think he did well. Also, Bayendir's barely had a sniff. So why would you buy him, not play him? I think he played against Newport County, and that was about it, unless I'm forgetting. And then go out and buy another goalkeeper. And also buy another goalkeeper where you've got to go into some sort of bidding war with Liverpool. Now, this kid might be amazing. Yeah, this Georgian kid might be the best goalkeeper you've ever seen. It might be worth it. I just find it a little bit surprising. When Manchester United desperately need another midfielder, there's still talk of us getting in a left-back because we haven't got a fit left-back at the minute. We're having to play players out of position. Why would we go and get a goalkeeper who would come in here and he would basically be third choice at best? He might not even be that. Tommy Eaton might have something to say about that. So, Yeah, seems unlikely to me. Red for Life says, hit that like. Harry Ledger says, I think we need 2 midfielders, even if we don't sell McTominay, who can give Manu a break without a big quality drop-off. This is a really good point. Yinka Winkson says, people just need a story to write. I think there's an element of that. I think you're right. I think people do need to write something. And what they'll go is, right, okay, let's have a look here. You can always find a rumour on the internet. And you look and you go, oh, let's put Liverpool and United in the headline. That's going to do numbers. Do I think this transfer is going to happen? No, I don't. I don't see us going for him. It'd be very surprising if we did. Maybe it happens. For me, I can't see it, though. Jay and Joe's adopted son, Benjamin. Hey, Jay, looking good, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you to everyone who's got involved in the channel over the last few days as well. Since the season started, we've had a lot of engagement, a lot of people getting involved in the chat and the comments, a lot of people subscribing, hitting like. We do appreciate your support. We are nothing without you guys. So a big, big thank you to you. Yeah, let me know what you think about these transfers because I'm underwhelmed. Yeah, I am very, very underwhelmed. Now, let's talk about Frenkie de Jong. Yeah. Now, I know what he's going to say. Jay, seriously, man, what are you on about? Frenkie de Jong was old news, but he's still doing the rounds in the newspapers this morning and yesterday. There's still this Frenkie de Jong to Manchester United rumour that just won't go away, and it's been going for quite some time. However, the latest twist in this, and I say twist because it's not even much of a twist, if I'm being brutally honest with you, but it's the reason he's on the back pages. It's the reason I've got to talk about him. It says here, this is the Manchester Evening News. Frenkie de Jong blow. Man United's hopes of signing de Jong this summer have been dented by Ilkay Gundogan's desire to leave Barcelona. Sport report that the former City star has informed Barca he wants to leave this summer, despite him impressing in his one season in the club. However, manager Hansi Flick remains cautiously optimistic the player will stay. Gundogan joined on a free transfer from City last summer and played 36 of his team's 38 league games. So the story there is because Gundogan's saying, listen, I'm not feeling it here at the new camp. I want to leave. That stopped Manchester United buying Frenkie de Jong. Okay, let's play devil's advocate for a minute. Let's just say United are always interested in Frenkie de Jong because Erik ten Hag knows him. Erik ten Hag likes him. We need a player in that position. He's very, very good as a deep line midfielder. He would be perfect for Manchester United. That all makes sense. However, we've tried to sign him once. I think we put in an £80 million bid or £80 million bid that was that was accepted, but he rejected the move because he was still owed money by Barca and he didn't want to leave, right? So we've had our fingers burnt already. He's still going to cost quite a bit of money. I don't think you're going to get him for less than 60 million. Also, at some point, somewhere under Ineos, we are going to stop buying players that work with Erik ten Hag at Ajax or that Erik ten Hag knows from the Dutch league. I don't think that's always going to be the case. Now, okay, you might say, well, Lenny Yoro's one. Yeah, I understand. But it still seems to be the overriding transfer policy at Manchester United is to go out and sign players that Erik ten Hag knew from his time at Ajax. And I just wonder whether that has to stop sometime. And we have to make a signing where it's not just based on that, other than, the one or two we have done. It still seems to be the overriding sort of transfer policy. And I'm just a little bit baffled by that. I don't think that's going to carry on. So I'm not baffled by it so far. I'm just baffled by the idea that will always be the case. Surely Ineos have got targets of their own, or like the likes of Jason Wilcox, the likes of Dan Ashworth are going to go to Erik ten Hag and say, look, here's a player that fits your mould, not just the player that you managed at Ajax. We'll have to wait and see. I like Frenkie de Jong. I think he's a very good player, but there's too many reasons I don't see this happening. And also, it's not even a given that Gundogan is going to leave Barcelona. He might end up staying, and even if he does end up leaving, does that mean de Jong? Even if he does end up staying, does that mean de Jong comes to Manchester United? I'm not so sure. Get involved in the chat and the comments, man. Let me know what you think, because I don't know. I'm just going off what I believe and what I read. You might have a different take on it. I want to know what you guys think. This is an open forum. Ryan Turner says, maybe if we don't talk about it, it will happen. James John says, new Wesley Sneijder. He is, isn't it? Do you remember the Wesley Sneijder rumours that went around for about 5 years? That's what it feels. We had, right? This is how it's done with Manchester United. We had Wesley Sneijder for about 5 years. Then we had Sergio Milinkovic-Savic for about another 5 years. And now we're going to have Frenkie de Jong for the next 5 years. There's always a midfielder that we're linked with for 5 years. And every summer we have these transfer rumours. And at the end of it, it doesn't happen. Dan United 94 says, Jay, I'll get the duck in orange sauce and you get the Pepsi Max cherry for the Danny Welbeck returns home party when we inevitably sign him at 38 years old. Did you see him yesterday? He's still got Danny Welbs. I tell you what, that would be the signing of the century for me. and I'm with you. Dan United 94. Ryan Turner says definitely Wesley Sneijder syndrome. Oh yeah, someone else, Yinka Winkson says Matt Hummels was one period. Yeah, we had Matt Hummels rumours for quite a long time. Kenny Allison is a new member. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you for joining the membership. On our membership section, you get extra content, extra stuff, and you can join our Members Fantasy Football League and see me struggling already. So go and check that out. Hugo Maras says, what position did you play back in your prime, Jay? That's a good question, Hugo. Back in the day when I was a kid, I used to play on the right wing. I was quite nippy. So I had a bit of pace and I used to get stuck on the right wing. But my pace soon deserted me. And then when as I got a bit older, I moved into the middle. And then I stopped playing 11-a-side many, many years ago and only played 5-a-side. And even now, I don't really play 5-a-side. Now and again, when someone's missing a player, they might give me a call and I'll do that. But I'm not... I'm not exactly proficient on the footballing side of things. I'm 44 years old. Injuries catch up with me. You might have seen it once. My missus posted a picture of me doing like a Pingu walk because my calf went early in the game, and then one calf went, and then my other calf went. It was a nightmare. So I had to hobble around for the rest of the match. Ben Sobel says, Jay, what was the last job you had before doing YouTube? I had several jobs. My main job I had before YouTube, though, was a reporter. I was a reporter for 10 years. I worked for as a local radio reporter, which is why I always talk about stuff like being in press conferences, going to a press conference, interviewing some of the former managers and players. I wasn't a sports reporter. I was a local reporter for Manchester radio station, Lancashire and Manchester radio station. So I used to report mainly on stuff like crime and stuff like that, and what was going on, the council and all that exciting stuff. But I also used to cover Manchester United and, unfortunately, Manchester City and a little bit of Wigan and Bolton and all that jazz too. What's this? Sebastian Matido says, can't help thinking that's an Xbox 360 behind Jay. No, it's a chair. It's a little chair there. Zahi says, I think we need another right winger. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Let us know what you think. Who do you think Manchester United need to sign? I'll go into some other transfer rumours as well. Frenkie de Jong meeting. It says here in the Manchester Evening News, Man United are said to be intensifying their efforts to sign Fenerbahce left-back Frenkie de Jong before the transfer window closes at the end of the month. With Shaw sidelined with a calf injury, the club are believed to exploring options to strengthen their left-back position. Turkish outlet Photo Sport claims United have arranged a private meeting with Kadioglu's representatives to discuss a potential move. It also says Brighton are interested in him. So you can see what happens there, don't you? He'll go to Brighton and then we'll buy him off Brighton for 60 million next summer or something. I don't know a lot about the kid, but it wouldn't surprise me if we are in the market for a left back. We do need one. How impressed were you, by the way, with Mazraoui the other day? I know he played it was him at right back and Delo at left back, wasn't it? If I'm getting that wrong, I think it was. I was there, I should know. But I thought he played really well. I was impressed. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we do get left back. It'd be good to have an out left back. I know the manager was speaking about Luke Shaw and said he'll be back and he'll be strong and he'll have a part to play. But I don't know. I don't know if you can rely on him. He's injured all the time. Harry Hamas, great player. He's only 17 though. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. Can you put him in the team now? Maybe, maybe not. De Jong, lol, you're such a dreamer, says Red Baron. His wages, sorry, where's he gone? Are insane. I agree. I don't think we'll get him. Bezo Albert says, Jay, are you in the kitchen? Yes. Can Amas, says Anthony, play Premier League? I think he could, but I think you have to use him sparingly. I don't think you throw in a 17-year-old week in, week out. I think you needed him and you're like, look, we haven't got any other options. You could play him because you think he's a very, very talented young player, but I think you've got to handle him properly. It's very difficult for youngsters coming into the defence. It's different when they're playing up top or on the wing, whatever. If you have a game, say you're a winger or a striker for Manchester United, you're an 17, 18-year-old player, and United give you the nod. Say, right, you're going to play this week. Eric Ten Hag says, we're a bit short. We're going to give you a chance. You play. You miss a couple of chances. You don't necessarily cost your team the game. It's not the end of the world, yeah? You play in defence and you make a mistake and the opposition score. That can cost the team the game and that can affect you. Now, Harry Hamas is a very confident young lad, very talented young lad, but we have to handle him properly. We spoke to him pre-season. You saw him chat to Stephen Howson in the mix zone one day after the Real Betis game, I think it was. Came across very well, very mature, very sort of relaxed, confident young lad. I like the way he plays as a left back on that front foot, attacking, aggressive, links up well with Marcus Rashford, which is what Marcus Rashford could do with on that left-hand side. However, you have to handle him properly. I think United have got a bright future. I do. I think United, if you look at some of our young players, you look at the likes of Toby Collier, you look at the likes of Harry Hamas, you look at one or two others as well who are doing bits. we've got a very, very good set of youngsters there. You've also got the likes, obviously, of Kobbie Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho, who's still very young. The future could be pretty bright for Manchester United. Even going one step further, looking at the likes of Rasmus Højlund and Lenny Yoro, and well, Lenny Yoro's younger than Garnacho, looking at the likes of Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee, early 20s. They could play for Manchester United for the next 5 or 6 years. You could see some of these youngsters coming into the team during that time. Also, with Ineos getting the grip of what's going on in terms of the hierarchy and the structure, it could be a very, very good period for Manchester United now. It could be a good sort of 5 or 6 years moving forward. Hopefully, the club can kick on and get back to where we used to be under Sir Alex Ferguson. That's what I want to see. And I think it could happen. Softly. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but I think we could be entering a really successful period in Manchester United's history. I hope so. Jonas Loic says, oh God, F off on Frenkie de Jong. Enough is enough. I get it. I agree. But that's the sort of rumours doing the rounds, so we're going to talk about it. Abna, Bidu, King Eric says, Collier and Oyedele. Yep, love that. Robin Lennon says, check out Adam Crafton's article on the Athletic website talking about Man City's 115 charges and what to expect from the outcome. Interesting article that. He does his own work, Adam Crafton, one of the best in the business. Yeah, that could get resolved in the next sort of 6 months, I think, is it? Or we could hear something in terms of what's going to happen with Manchester City. It might be a little bit longer. It might be the end of the season, but we'll have to wait and see. Katie Copper says, Robinson on loan from Fulham, a good gem for left back. Yep, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. Jonas Loic says, hi, Jay from Mauritius Island. Manchester United diehard fans, always. Harry Ledger says, playing Amas will be good in games where teams set up to defend in a low block. It's another attacking threat. Really good point, that. Really good point. Yeah, when teams are sitting back, like I said, he's an aggressive, attacking fullback. He's sort of a bit of a throwback to old school fullbacks we used to have at Manchester United. It's what we like to see. We'll leave it there. Thanks to everyone who got involved. Oh, no, I'm not going to leave it there. Red Baron's done a super chat. Have you heard the phrase, pull your Salfords up? My mate from Salford swears that people from Salford say that. I've never heard it in my life. Pull your Salfords up? No. Pull your Salford. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sat in Salford right now. I live in Salford. Well, that's a new one to me. I'll have to do a little digging there. Pull your Salfords up. I've heard a few rhyming slangs around, like you knew in Eve's, your teeth and all that, but Salford's, that's a new one. Declan Laird says, my idea of signing this season for United has to be bringing in Rude. What's your thoughts, Motty? Yeah. Yeah, bringing in Rude. Yeah, my idea of signing of this season for United. Oh, right, sorry, I get it. Right, I'm with you. Dan United says, that's shocking, Jay. Pull your Salfords up, mate. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to. Sorry, it must have passed me by that. My memory's shocking. I don't know why I've not got onto that one. I'm going to leave it there. Yes, Ruud van Nistelrooy, a great signing. I also think Bruno Fernandes signing a contract was a big signing for Manchester United, but we've also made some good ones, including Joshua Zirkzee, who looked mint the other day, didn't he? Even De Ligt looked decent when he came on. So I say even De Ligt, like he's not a good player. Been a positive window so far, but we need that midfielder. It's all gone a bit cold on the Manuel Ugarte front. We'll keep you updated, but I don't see Frenkie de Jong coming to Manchester United anytime soon. I also don't think we're going to go head-to-head with Liverpool for any goalkeepers, but as always, we'll keep you posted. Make sure you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be back in the morning outside Old Trafford with the news there. See you in the next one.